Okay, my phone thinks I'm trying to take a picture of food. But anyway, here's an interesting lichen that I found about, say, 9,500 feet in a more wet, well-watered spot than I'm currently at. So I'm going to say over 36 inches, 40 inches maybe. And it's fairly obvious as far as lichens go. If I can get it to focus. So here's the general thallus, and here's, call them the fruiting bodies, more or less, since the spores tend to show up on them. Trying to keep weird vocabulary down to a minimum. But anyway, Cladonia, these are hollow. I think you can see right there. It's one that's broken off. These are actually fairly large thallus. So it looks like a foliose lichen. So let's call it that. I forget what they're. I think I focus on the structures, so I tend to think of it as fruticose, but I think officially it's foliose. But anyway, Cladonia. There's a number of things that kind of sort of like this. Cladonias are hollow, but they don't have this. Where am I? They don't have this thallus. But anyway, normally Cladonias have some sort of wine glass or some sort of structure up here. Some of them are very profound. But anyway, a very large group. But somehow, unlike some of the plants I've been looking at, this keyed out remarkably quickly. And part of the characteristic is that these particular structures are kind of shabby. The one in the lichen flora of North America is very nice, and probably not at this elevation. So anyway, fairly shabby, long, not really distinctive other than they look like they've been stomped on. But anyway, coniocraea, and is, I'll certainly spell that out. And let's see, common powderhorn lichen, which strikes me as kind of old-fashioned. But anyway, there you go. So that's an interesting one. I really have not found a lot of Cladonias in, say, southwestern Colorado. This is actually more central Colorado, but it's still on the western slope. So it's in a aspen Picea pungens forest, primarily that, and I'll probably list some species associated with it, which might be superficial. I've not found this particular species locally, and I kind of look for it, or anything that's a little bit different, so you never know. So and this is the only lichen that I found at that site. So anyway, there you go. That's interesting. You can actually see how damaged they are, or what appears to be damage. So this particular coniocraea is found typically all over the United States, not in the plains or the deserts, but it should be quite common. I don't know why, because of the elevation. I think it's up here, but 9,800 feet is a lot. Anyway, this is going